Again, good morning, everybody. This is David Wayne. It's the top of the hour and want to get started on time so that we respect everybody's time that has taken the time to join us today on this webinar. We have a very large turnout for this webinar, so we have muted everybody because we get so much background noise and people can't hear the presentation. So just know this, that you can type in questions. We have people standing by that can answer. If we can keep up, we'll do as many as we can. If not, we'll be getting back to you after the webinar and answering the questions. But I have a special guest with me today, right from Mutual of Omaha, Jason Weber, which is the sales director for the Medicare Supplement department at Mutual of Omaha. Jason and I have worked together for several years now, promoting the different products, mostly Medicare Supplement, but the different things that Mutual does. And we have a really good relationship that we think that everyone can take advantage of as far as opportunities with Mutual of Omaha. And I thought having Jason come out and talk to you guys about what they're doing and what's on schedule for this year could help you. And we're very excited about the new release of their dental vision program. So I've asked Jason to give us the lowdown on what's going on with Mutual and what's this year looks like the rest of the year. As we go into AEP, we all get really super busy, but I think this is a tool that's going to get you guys all new sales out there and help you retain your current customer. So with that, Jason, I'd like to pass it over to you and get this thing started.
All right. Thanks a lot, David. I really appreciate it. That was a good intro. I was listening to you, and I'm thinking maybe we could have you do this next time. Anyway, I definitely appreciate the opportunity to get in front of your agents. You've been a great partner to work with over the years, and we get a lot of great numbers out of your agents. So anytime we have a chance to get in front of them and talk about a lot of stuff that quite honestly, they know very well, but there are some new things like our dental product coming down the pike here pretty soon, releasing that product next week. So we definitely want to make sure everybody has all the details on that so they can hit the ground running. So with that, let's just dive right in. And Dave had alluded a little bit about the prospecting opportunity that Medicare Supplement provides to you and your business. I think that is the probably the best place to start. So we're going to do that. It's almost cliche at this point, but we hear the statistic so often. I swear to God, I hear it at least once a week, but that doesn't make it any less true. And that is that 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every single day. And that's what this bar chart is showing everybody right now. If you look at it, we're only a few bars in from the left in 2017, almost 2018 now. But probably far after all of us are out of this career, that number is not going to slow down. And that's probably, in large part, why a lot of people get into Medicare to start. It is so exciting because there are a lot of people to talk to. And all across the country, one of the other really exciting things, in my opinion, about Medicare Supplement specifically, is that you can market this thing coast to coast. So if you live in an area of the country where we have a super competitive rate, that's awesome. That's where you've really developed your footprint. You can earn a lot of referral business that way. You can get, in advertisements in your local community and be very successful that way. But, it's only natural to assume that rate isn't going to be super competitive for the long term. But you don't need to slow your business down. Find where we offer competitive rates in other parts of the country. Buy a lead list, call those people up over the phone, submit that business via our electronic application. We'll touch on that a little bit later. And that is a great way that you can continue to expand your practice. Another good thing about the Medicare environment, I think everybody is so focused on that T65 lead, and for good reason. Those people have an initial enrollment period where they are guaranteed to be able to purchase a supplement policy. They can't get knocked out of the underwriting process, and it's a way that we can sell a lot of business in a very short amount of time. But I think another opportunity is something that David touched on as well, and that is Medicare open enrollment. This is a specific time of the year from October 15th until December 7th. You can see it right there on the slide, where people that maybe they're enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan, and they've decided that maybe that isn't for them. Mutual of Omaha does not offer Medicare Advantage plans today. I will not say that Med Advantage plans are terrible and everybody should have a supplement. There is no silver bullet product out there. However, with that being said, Med Advantage plans do change from year to year. Some of the benefits are scaled back. That you see new providers that are included in the network or some that are taken out. If you work with a lot of seniors that now that they're retired, they want to enjoy life and travel around the country and see grandkids and all of that, the Med Advantage plan doesn't travel with them. That is one of the hallmark values that Medicare Supplement provides. There is no network. If your client goes into a doctor and that facility has agreed to be paid by Medicare, the supplement will work. So for those people that you currently have a relationship with and they decided that maybe MA isn't for them after all, during this time of the year, this is the only time during the year that this can happen, they can either sign up for a new MA plan. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of competition. Or if they want to get out altogether, maybe they want to talk to you about a supplement plan. Well, here's your opportunity to do that. That's right around the corner next week. So this is a great opportunity to re-engage with those people. And then on the hind legs of that conversation, maybe you want to talk to them about dental. We'll dive into that as well, kind of at the tail end of this presentation today, but that is something that we have not been involved with before, dental insurance, and we're really excited about that. We got a great product that we want to share with you. I touched on this a little bit already on the previous slide, I guess, but just I guess to hit it a little bit more clearly, the differences between an MA plan and a Medicare supplement. I talked about how there is no network. That is one of the hallmark values that the supplements provide. Relative to an MA plan. Also, there are no referrals that are needed. It's very easy to see a specialized physician that maybe one of your client's conditions is going to warrant, and that is going to save them money because they don't have to see the primary care physician. They can schedule that appointment right off the bat. And a lot of the cases I've heard experiences in which people are gated from being able to see that person so soon. So supplements do work, I think, in a better light from that regard. And then from the agent standpoint, it's a little bit easier to market Medicare supplement than it is for Med Advantage. With Med Advantage, you have to be certified every year through CMS. There's a lot of compliance regulations that you need to be made aware of if you market Medicare Advantage. With Med Supp, it is relatively simple. All you need to have is a state health license. I would imagine most people already have that. You need to be appointed through a marketer to get access to our products, to get contracted. If all of you on the phone today have already worked through AIM, then you're good to go. So you can market this right now. You don't have to worry about any additional certification. So it's, again, like I said, it's relatively easy.
And Jason, just one little comment, if I can, there is that just so that you guys understand that the Med Advantage business drives so much Medicare supplement business. It's unbelievable. Our business at least triples, if not quadruples, in the last 3 months of the year, just because of the Med Advantage business. So if you're not in the Med Advantage business, no big deal. It just drives more Med Supp business. Mm-hmm. If you're in the Med Advantage business and you're so busy, don't worry about it. You're going to have opportunities to do the rest of the year to do Medicare supplement business. It really actually helps the Medicare supplement business.
All right. Thanks, David. That was a great point. Now I want to dive a little bit deeper into our products. And if you've marketed Med Supp before, you may think, well, what's the point? Med Supp is a commodity product, right? If our client has identified Plan F or Plan G or Plan N or any of a number of other plans as the solution that they want to purchase, what does it matter if they buy that policy through Mutual of Omaha or another Med Supp carrier? The fun analogy I always like to use is, when you go into the grocery store and you buy a gallon of milk, are you buying one brand or the other? Does it really matter? I mean, milk's milk, right? It tastes the same. Well, what you're trying to do is you're trying to save a quarter. That's very much the same sales process, at least initially, with Medicare Supplement. While the plans have been standardized, a Plan G is a Plan G is a Plan G. From a coverage standpoint, it is the same. It's very much dependent upon the rate. So I want to show you guys where our rate is most competitive today. That is a great starting point. If we're putting together our marketing plans, and I'm sure a lot of people are for 2018, now's the time to get a lot of that stuff at least outlined for us. I want to show where our most competitive rate is, because if you are focusing on one company, maybe because they have a really cool incentive trip next year and you want to make sure you qualify, or you really like working with that company, we have to show you where the rate is most competitive. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be as successful and as efficient in writing business as you otherwise could. So we'll talk about that. And then for this slide, I was getting ahead of myself a little bit. You can read through it. I don't really think the numbers ever tell the whole story, talking about, how much money we paid out in benefits and premium and all that stuff, even though it is, very, very, very exciting for me to look at as a company guy. But I do want to focus on that middle bullet. We're the largest agent-sold med supp carrier. We're not the largest. That's United Healthcare. They're a monster, right? We don't think we'll ever catch those guys, but I don't think we really want to. They've built their company by marketing directly to consumers. You've seen a lot of UHC, especially this time of year, talking about the AEP surge, but a lot of commercials on TV asking people to work directly with the company. Well, Mutual of Omaha has grown by building its distribution with agents like yourselves. I think that's something that we're extremely proud of. What does that mean for you? Well, since we've grown our company by working with you, we want to make sure that anything new that we're doing, anything new that we're coming out with, anything that we're making improvements to existing systems on are always done with your best interests at heart. We're trying to be the company that has the competitive advantage. And if that means we can make our e-app easier to use, or come out with a fun and new incentive program, or do a really nice agent trip for you, we're going to try and do those things. We've grown as a company, again, by agents like yourselves, marketing this stuff face-to-face, and we definitely want to make sure that that's going to continue. So I definitely just want to talk about that real quick. If we move on, I also want to talk about us as a company just in general. These are people that you're marketing to that have now entered the retirement phase of their lives, right? Hopefully they've done enough in terms of saving up that retirement nest egg, and they want to experience a certain lifestyle, and it's new and exciting, and it's a lot of fun for them, right? But it can be very stressful too. Even though they've done or maybe not done, but hopefully they have a really good job of planning for retirement, a lot of those controls are no longer under their control, right? They're living on a limited income. And if they're purchasing their health insurance from a company that has A ratings across the board, like Mutual of Omaha does, from a company that's been doing this longer than almost anybody else, that has the experience, that's going to price the product accordingly, and hopefully we can keep the price affordable for the near to the midterm, well, that is a great success story, especially if you're trying to focus on Mutual of Omaha as your carrier of choice. Okay, so I share this information with you because I want to make sure you're sharing it with your clients. This is an extremely important piece of the puzzle, and you should definitely be communicating that to all of your clients. And then as far as the name recognition of Mutual goes, I have a slide here talking about the Wild Kingdom. That bar chart that I shared at the beginning, everybody that's turning 65 these days, really exciting to see those numbers. But who is turning 65 these days? They're baby boomers, right? These are people that are probably most familiar with Mutual of Omaha because they're the ones that grew up watching the Wild Kingdom show on TV. And it just so happens that the people that are most familiar with this program, they're the people that are buying Med Supp today. So that should give you another leverage point when you're talking to these people about the companies that you represent and the competitive rates that we as a company can offer to your clients. So talk about that. That's super important. And, seniors, they want to buy their health insurance from a company that they know and that they trust. And I think Mutual Omaha has done a really good job of growing that brand recognition over the years. Okay, so now I want to dive a little bit deeper into the product-specific stuff. And here is a map that shows the plans that we have available all across the country. There's a few things that I want to point out here. First of all, the 7 and the 12%, I'm sure most people that have sold a Med Supp before understand that is for our household discount. And this is one of the key differentiators that companies are doing to stand out. Again, Med Supp, it's a commodity product. A Plan G is a Plan G, right? Well, if we can shave 7 or 12% off of the annual premium that your client will be paying, well, that is a very important thing that we can do to earn more business. And not only is the percentage different from company to company, we do a 7 and a 12, depending on the state that you write business in, or where your client lives, I should say. But the qualification is different from company to company as well. We have a 12% discount in a lot of states in which producers on this call, as I understand it, are writing business today. And the 12% discount is a lot easier to qualify for versus the 7%. Our old 7%, if we got some people in Idaho or Montana on the call today, that's a 2 policyholder rule. So for you to offer that discount to your client, they have to be living with another Mutual Omaha Med Supp policyholder. So if you're talking to, let's say, a husband that's turning 65, he's enrolling into the original Medicare program, he's getting his Med Supp for the first time, but his wife, let's say she's 60 years old, she's still working and she's still on a group employer plan. Well, we only have one soon-to-be Med Supp policyholder in that house. We can't offer the household discount in that scenario. Compare that to our 12% discount. We don't have a 2 policyholder rule in place there. That is what we call cohabitation. All we're looking for in that case is, does the applicant live with either a spouse or a domestic partner? If they say yes to that question, then we can offer the discount. So in that scenario I just explained, husband 65, wife 60, still working, we can't offer the discount in that case, provided that individual lives in a state in which we offer the 12% household discount. So it's a lot easier to offer. That's another tool that you have in your tool belt. And, strictly from a discount amount perspective, 12%, there's a lot of companies out there that offer household discounts. They range from 5 and 10% to 12%. We have a 12%, one of the highest, and they're a lot easier to qualify for as well. So pay attention to that. Ask the right questions. If your client qualifies for the household discount, make sure you're quoting the discounted rate when you're in your initial planning stages with your clients.
Great point. Again, want to interrupt there just a little bit, Jason, is just keep in the back of your mind, that's what the e-app allows you to do, is if you're in one of those states that only has the 7% discount, that you have to have 2 people there, not to do business there, but it allows you to go across state lines and sell in a state that has that 12% discount, that you only have to have one person in the household, and you can be very, very competitive. It just allows you as a salesperson to have a tool there to get additional sales and make it easier and be very, very competitive. Jason?
Yeah, thank you, David. That's a good point. Yeah, please do. If maybe you're reluctant to use the e-app because you've always used paper apps before, they've never, steered you wrong, and, you're a creature of habit and all that. That is absolutely great. We're never going to turn a paper app away. But David makes a good point about the e-app. That takes a lot of the brain work out of the equation for you. You can't submit an e-app incomplete or incorrect, so that thing's going to get issued a lot quicker versus a paper application. And a lot of the questions, there's logic built into the interface so that it's going to quote the household discount depending upon how you answer questions earlier in the app. So it'll automatically quote the discounted rate based on how you answer those earlier questions. It just kind of streamlines that sales presentation dialogue, and hopefully that gives you a little bit more leverage too. So use the e-app. If you haven't used it before, give me a call. I can walk you through it. Dave and David and John and the whole group at AIM, they can do it to you, for you as well. But please, take a look at the sales tools because they're there for a reason. The last thing that I want to draw your attention to on this map before we move on is the color. Okay, so we offer our MedSupp products on 4 companies, actually. There's Mutual of Omaha. We all know that. But we also have 3 affiliate companies. You can see them down there in the bottom left. There's United of Omaha, Omaha Insurance Company, and United World. And we just talked about how Mutual of Omaha is a great company, A-rated, Wild Kingdom. Everybody knows that they love it. But then they get their app in the mail or you deliver it to them and it says Omaha Insurance Company. And that's just another hurdle that you have to jump over. No, Mr. or Mrs. Client, you did buy a Mutual of Omaha policy. This is just one of their other companies. Look, there's the Indian head logo and all that, right? But we get a lot of questions on why we do that. Well, it all boils down to making our rates as competitive as we possibly can. Let's take a look at North Carolina. I know they're way over there on the other side of the country, but it's a good example. So North Carolina, we just released that product a few weeks ago. It's now United World. Before that, it was Mutual of Omaha. And, MedSupp, it's very cyclical. We got very competitive rates right out of the gate, but as agents sell it, people hopefully are holding on to their policy for a while. They're getting older. The claims cost is going to increase. We have to come out with rate increases just to ensure that we can continue to pay those claims. You guys know that whole story. Well, after a while, if you're looking at a quote tool on a website, Mutual of Omaha may be right up near the top, but every couple of years, every 3 or 4 years, it's slowly going to work its way down to the point at which we just don't have competitive rates anymore. We're not getting as many new sales. So what can we do as a company? We roll out a new MedSupp product in that state. We do it on another underwriting company, one in which, in this example, North Carolina, United World, we have not had a block of business before. And that means we can be a lot more aggressive with our pricing. We don't have to take any past claims experience into consideration because there isn't any. And we can once again offer competitive rates. And that is something that we do all across the country in probably 5 to 8 to 10 states every year. We take a look at where our prices is dropped off a little bit. And if we can offer a new product with competitive premiums, once again, hopefully the sales are going to go back up. So I'll tell you that in the Northwest, where a lot of the agents on the call today are from, our rate has dropped off a little bit. Washington is a good example of that, and we can show you what the current competitive landscape looks like on this slide. So, we are very cognizant of that in our home office, and hopefully we can once again offer competitive rates in states like Washington early next year. So none of that has been identified concretely yet, but we are talking about it. So hopefully we can, communicate some good news to you guys here within the next few months or so. But here is, again, it's the national map of what our rate looks like all across the country, going back to using our e-app, marketing your business across the country. If you are really focused on MedSupp and you've seen how great it can take off rather quickly, you heard what we were talking about at the beginning with AEP and how there's a lot of people that are looking to maybe change their health insurance coverage. Take a look at this map. This is a great starting point for identifying those areas that you can focus on, specifically with Mutual of Omaha MedSupps, and you can really expand your business in a very short period of time. This is a great document. We send it to AIM once a month, so hopefully you guys can get your hands on it, and it's going to give you, at least high level, it's going to give you some good ideas on where you can focus.
And Jason, if I can add another thing here is, even if you don't see the rate being as the most competitive is out there, don't let that absolutely throw you for a loop, because A, with the household discount, sometimes that puts it in a little stronger, but B, with this new dental vision program coming on, it's not all going to be about the rate as much anymore. It's about the full package that you can provide a client that, hey, a G isn't just a G anymore. It's also wrapped up with a dental vision plan, and they're getting so much more for it. So that's why I really wanted to bring this to everyone's attention today is this dental vision's going to set the Medicare supplement up into being a better package that helps you gain new customers and to help you retain your existing customers because it becomes more of a full package than just another G or an F plan. Jason?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you, David. This slide is showing what our rate increase history looks like, at least from a national average standpoint. And I hear a lot of these presentations at conferences and stuff, and I feel like a lot of company reps are always reluctant to look at rate increase history. We're asking for your business, and if we're going to do that, we need to be as transparent as we can. Again, we're talking about a demographic that is now retired. They're living on a limited income, and we want to, of course, get them the most affordable plan that they can get their hands on. But also we want to ensure that that product is going to stay affordable for at least the next several years. And that's where this comes into play. We make this information available on our Sales Professional Access. That's our broker portal website. So go in. It's going to give you a lot more specific information. I actually took a screenshot of it. I know you can't read this. This is not for you to read. I just wanted the visual aid to show you that we show the approved rate increase amount by plan and by state, and we go back. We just started doing this last year, so you can look at 2016 and 2017 right now, but they will stay on there for forever as we go forward and add more years to that. But just as important as that new business rate that we're showing our clients, show them what the rate increase history looks like too. There's a lot of small regional carriers that maybe no one's ever heard of, but they have an $85 plan G rate, and it's really hard to say no to that. But if they don't have the experience, they don't have the track record that we can provide here as Mutual of Omaha, how can we be certain that $85 is going to stay around that, or at least stay affordable for our clients over the next 5 to 7 years? We can't make that guarantee. We don't always have great rate increase history, and you can kind of see that by our number last year. That was a little bit higher than we would like to see, but it's definitely coming back down this year. This is just projected to 4.8, but this is much more in line with what we want to see. And I think that's a great story that we should be sharing with our clients. This is super important information, so download the document on SPA and share that with your clients. In light of time, I'm going to go through this part pretty quickly. I would imagine most people know why Plan G is becoming more and more popular today. I'll just touch on this at a high level. So this flyer, if you're new to the MedSupp business, you're looking for some pretty simple sales techniques, maybe some scripting. This flyer is a great place to start. And from Mutual of Omaha's perspective, we offer our most competitive rates on Plan G. We also don't offer a guaranteed issue right in most cases, not in all, but in most cases for Plan G. So that block is much healthier. As a result, the rate increases tend to get a little bit lower on Plan G versus the other plans. Talking about Plan F. Plan F, if you have a client, they can afford it. There's virtually no out-of-pocket expense with Plan F. It's very easy to see why that plan is so popular. It's the most popular plan today. About 60% of the market is Plan F. So I think it's easy to see why people go the Plan F route. But if you look at those two plans side by side, the only thing the G does not cover that F does is that Part B deductible. It's $183 this year. And because G covers less, again, just that Part B deductible is not covered, it's a little bit cheaper. If you look at the example, this is a screenshot from that flyer. We just zoomed in on it so that we could read through it together. Pretty average annual premiums, $1,800 for the F versus $1,200 for the G. Again, G does not cover that Part B deductible. We'll add that $183 to the $1,200. We're still looking at only a little over $1,400 versus $1,800 for the Plan F. Annual savings by going the Plan G route of $387. So while initially Plan F may look more attractive, if you extrapolate out those numbers just over the first year, we're not even looking long term at this point, Plan G can, not always the case, but can in a lot of cases save your clients money. So talk about that. A really simple way to say it: why would your client buy something it's only worth $183, again, F, covering the Part B deductible, when they're going to pay another $387 for it? Okay, so this is a great way to build rapport with your clients. They're wanting to work with a professional that can help them to understand all of these little details. It's very nuanced. It's very intimidating. This is a great way to add value to your client as you build a relationship with them. And it just so happens that that's where we're most competitive. Okay, moving on, I want to talk about a few of our value adds. The first one I have to go through is IMED. So a value add, I'm sure most people know, but in case there are any newbies on the line today, value adds are strictly free services that we add to the policy, and it's designed to help them to be happy with the product, to maintain a great experience for them in hopes that they hold on to that for the long term. People that hold on to their policies, that's more profitable business for us. You as an agent get paid more renewals on that, of course, so really everybody wins. These programs, everybody is automatically enrolled in them. There's no additional premium your client pays. It's just a service that, okay, they got their Supp, they're happy with it, it's working just like they thought, the premiums are affordable. Oh, and there's this iMed Care, this is great. I can get discounts on frames and eye exams and all that stuff, that's great. You know, so that's how they should be positioned. The flyer that you see on the right-hand side here, this comes in the policy output. That should be the first time you talk about the program to your client. Don't use it as a sales tactic, but if you are going through the policy with your client in a follow-up appointment, face-to-face, you see this flyer, hopefully you can talk through it a little bit better now. So what do you get? You can see it on the slide here, $50 eye exams. You can get discounts off of frames and contacts, and then discounted services at participating facilities. There is a network, so IMED is a third-party company. They have no affiliation with Mutual. It's just a business deal that we've partnered with on. Take a look at the website. The website is on the flyer. You can take a look at facilities that are included with the IMED program. And I don't know all of them, obviously, but some popular ones like Lens Crafters, they are included in the IMED network. So very popular program. We've offered this one for a number of years, and gets a lot of great feedback from a lot of agents that I've talked to. Amplifone is the same sort of thing. We're going to move right along here just in light of time, but this is essentially the same deal as IMED, but where IMED was all things vision related, this has to do with hearing aids and hearing tests and things like that. So you can see that we'll discount any quotes that your client has for a hearing aid and add another 5% to that. Hearing aids are super expensive, so this is a great value add in and of itself. Free batteries for 2 years for hearing aids. There's a $50 coupon that you can actually punch right out of the flyer. This is, again, the flyer for the Amplifone program, also included in the policy output. Punch that out, and they can take that into a participating facility. In terms of the state availability, you can see that we've excluded a few here. I don't know if anybody on the call today is writing business in any of these states. We're not picking on these states. It's just that these states don't allow value adds from us or for any other company. And the last one I want to talk about is, in terms of value adds, is this kind of new one. We first rolled this out, Hospital Choice Savings, in June of last year, and this is how it works. So we went around to a whole bunch of Part A facilities. So we're talking about hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, nursing homes, any facility that provides Part A services. And we asked them if they wanted to be included. If they said yes, then they agreed to waive the Part A deductible. As a lot of people on the call probably know, all Supp plans cover the Part A deductible. It's about $1,300 a pop. Even Plan A covers a Part A deductible. So we, as a carrier, save a whole bunch of money. We turn some of that cost savings over to your client, and we do that through this $100 premium credit. So that's the value add for your client. They are going to see that premium credit. It's itemized on their next billing statement, so they know exactly what it was for. And they have an opportunity to earn one of these premium credits for every benefit period. So if they're in a hospital, they go out. I think it's 60 days and then they're readmitted. That's the start of a new benefit period. Well, they can get another premium credit for that second stay. So what does that mean? Some savings for your client. Most of that money, and in fact, we've saved over $5 million in claims costs just, what is that, like 14 or 15 months when we first rolled this program out. So it's been very good to us. We use that money we bake it back into the product line. That helps combat future rate increases. It's money that we can use for improvements to the EAP and incentives and all that stuff. So it's been a really, really good program. We do get a couple questions on that. First, MedSupp, what are you talking about? You're talking about a network, and there should be no network with a MedSupp. That is still absolutely true. So if your client goes into a Part A facility that's not included in this program, their MedSupp policy will still work. It's just that they won't have an opportunity to receive the premium credit here, okay? If they do go into a facility, that's when they're going to see that. Also, there is a network, like I just said. You can check that out with that link right there. The network in some states is very good. It's not so hot in others, okay? But check it out. It's a relatively new program. We're still adding new facilities to it, so it should get better in some of those other states over time. And real quick, before we dive into dental, I just want to talk about a couple incentives. So Mutual Sales Leaders is our annual incentive trip. We're going to Ireland next year. Really excited about that. We do a really, really nice trip. That is one of the most important things from a competitive standpoint to earn your business. So hopefully some of you have had an opportunity to go, or it's a realistic goal for you this next year. As far as how you qualify, I just have the MedSupp qualification requirements on this slide since we're talking about MedSupp today, but you can qualify in a number of different ways. So there's MedSupp, our simplified issue life portfolio like Final Expense and Children's Whole Life, the Term Express product, etc. You can qualify if you write life business. And then just this year, we also added critical illness and our simplified DI portfolio. Each of those, I guess, silos, if you want to call it that, are independent of one another. So say you're halfway with MedSupp and you're halfway with life and you're hoping to get an invite, that won't happen. You have to get to 100% in any one of the product lines, okay? So 225 is the number that we're looking for MedSupp, $1 of first year premium. Average case sizes are, so you're looking at around 175, I think is what that works out to. So, if you focus on MedSupp, you write a lot during AEP. Very, very realistic goal for marketing credits program. Marketing credits is it's pretty cool because as far as I know, we're the only carrier that offers something like that. And this is essentially money that you can use to grow your business. If you write at least 5 MedSupps a month, then you're going to get marketing credits. You can see here, if you're using our EAP, we're going to take 1% of the first year premium, again, about $1,500, and we're going to give you marketing credits equal to that number. If you do paper app, you do get a few. It accumulates at half the track there, but you do get marketing credits for paper apps as well. You can use them for lots of different things. I think the biggest reason they're used is lead reimbursement. So go through a vendor, buy a lead list, submit that invoice to us. If you have a marketing credits balance, and you can check your balance on our website, we'll send you a check to reimburse yourself for part of that expense. Client gifts, golf balls off of our company store. You want to take a client golfing, get some swag or anything like that. You can use marketing credits for that. You want to buy a new laptop, a new iPad, submit the receipt to us for that item, and you can use marketing credits for that as well. They do accumulate from month to month, but they do expire, so pay attention to that. Anything that was earned up to September 30th, so just a few days ago, those must be redeemed this year in December. Anything earned after October 1st of this year, that won't expire until December of 2018. So you have a long time to use that stuff. But great program. I think it's a really good one to earn more of your business. Hopefully you guys are using those marketing credits. Just a quick commercial on some of our sales tools. We do have an app for your phone. This is not an e-app. You can't submit business this way. It's just a quick and dirty way to get a rate on the go. So if you maybe had scheduled an appointment talking to someone about another product like final expense, you weren't really planning to do the MedSupp conversation today, you didn't do any of your homework trying to get some rates beforehand, well, if you got the app on your phone, you got the rates wherever you need them. So you can see that MedSupp isn't the only one that we have on the platform. A lot of our products are. Just showing you what the MedSupp looks like. It's just a regular quote tool, so nothing fancy, just a simple way to get rates when you need them. So it shows the plans available based on your client zip code and then the associated rate. And you can get the discounted rate and all that on there. If you haven't downloaded it before, this is how you do it. You can do it on your iPhone. You can do it on your Android device. Both work. So just search for Mutual of Omaha is probably the easiest way to do it. The name of the app is Quotes for Sales Professionals. And we did have to put a passcode on it. This is kind of funny. So the App Store, really anybody can download apps, right? And the app, in this case, was really meant for agents. So we had to put a small gate on it just to ensure people that are gaining access to it are the people that it was meant for you guys and girls. So we put a passcode on it. We try to make it as simple as we could, but it's agent, so write that down. The passcode will only show up the first time you load it up. Once you download it and install it, load up for the first time, go into it a second time, you won't see this. Okay, that's just for the first time, but make sure you write that down. The passcode is agent. And then on our e-app, we talked about that a little bit already. To boil it down, the biggest reason to use the e-application is that it's going to make the submission and the issue process a lot more efficient for you. If you're looking at that MedSupp paper app for the first time, maybe you haven't written the MedSupp policy before, even if you have the answer to all the questions that are being asked, it's really easy to miss one of those things. I talked about this before, but the e-app, you can't submit an application unless it's complete and it's filled out correctly. If it's an open enrollment or a guaranteed issue application, that thing is going to auto issue. It could be a couple minutes. It could be 30 minutes. Still, it's a lot quicker than a paper application would. You get temporary ID cards that are only provided on e-app business. So if your client has an effective date of next week and they have a doctor's appointment scheduled on Wednesday, but they're waiting for their MedSupp ID cards to come in the mail, well, if you had done that on the e-app, you're going to have temporary ID cards that are emailed to you automatically. You can give those to your client, and they can go into the doctor, and they're not going to have to postpone that appointment. So that's really the reason to use it. I just wanted to touch on that very quickly here. I think I'm going over time, so we're going to try and get through this pretty quickly here. We're coming out with a new dental product. It's being released on October 7th in about 24 states. We're going to show you those states here in just a second. But we're really excited about this. As a company, to be able to offer dental insurance from Mutual of Omaha, that's a very exciting thing. And if you haven't focused on dental before, but you have focused on MedSupp, well, you've been missing out. Dental is far and away the most popular ancillary for MedSupp clients. Medicare does not cover dental services in most cases unless they're getting dental work done in a hospital room or something like that. The Medicare and by way of the Medicare program, the MedSupp policy, they are not going to provide any coverages for those types of things. So you need a standalone dental policy. Just some basics on our product. It's marketed to the 65 plus crowd, but the issue ages go from 19 to 99. So if you have someone that's 40, they want to take a look at the product, we can issue it for them, but just being honest, it's probably not going to be their lowest cost option, okay? This product was priced for the senior market crowd, so 65 plus. It's community rated. What that means is that the rates are not based on your client's age. Everybody, regardless of age, pays the same premium. And because it's priced for the 65 plus market, people that are younger than that, they probably can find cheaper coverage elsewhere. So just to be honest with you right there, but if they want to buy it, they can. We're offering this product on a passive PPO network. It's called Dentamax Plus. and write this down. I don't think I included it on the presentation. Dentistforme.com. Dentist is plural, so dentistforme.com/Mutual of Omaha. That website is now live, so you can go there and take a look at all of the offices and dentists that are included in this network. So it is very large. It's a national network, but it is a passive PPO. What that means is that if your client wants to continue to see their dentist that they've seen their entire lives, that dentist is not included in our network, but they have our policy, they still can go in to see that dentist. It's just that they are not a part of the network, so they haven't agreed to the negotiated costs and all that, so they may have higher out-of-pocket expenses, but they can absolutely still continue to go and see that dentist. Here's a look at the plans. There's just a few things that I want to highlight. And I put this chart together myself, and when I did, it was kind of hard to see the differences. So that's what the red is. The red is simply just the differences between the two plans. First of all, there is no waiting period for either preventive or basic services. And I know a lot of other companies' products out there, they do have a waiting period for basic services. So if your client gets this policy on day one, they want to go have a filling taken care of, if they have our product, they can do that and the policy will cover it. There is only a 12-month wait. That's down here, the bottom row, for major services. It's 12 months and it's only right here. And those types of services are covered at 50%. And then the last thing I want to point out on this slide is that this product also covers implants. You see more dentists are recommending implants these days. This policy will cover. There's a $3,000 lifetime max for the preferred plan and $2,000 for the protection plan. So this one is a little bit more cost efficient at $25 to $35, and then $40 to $50 for the preferred plan. And then we have a vision rider as well. I'm jumping down here real quick. So the vision rider is an added benefit to the dental policy. The dental is the baseline coverage. We cannot sell them a standalone vision policy. The dental is the base, and then we can add vision via the rider. This is going to run around $8.28 in most states, I think, all states except for Nevada. And then soon, we don't have this ready to go yet, but we're also coming out with a discount plan. This is not insurance. It's strictly a card that they can take in to one of the network facilities, and they can get 10 to 40% off the billed amount. Okay, so it's just discounts. It's more affordable. It's about $10 a month for those that can't afford one of the two insurance plans. And then, like I said, October 7th is our release date. You can see the blue are the ones that we're going to have ready to go on that date. We did file the product in all states except for Massachusetts. So if you are writing in a state that is not yet available, hopefully we have some good news for you here in the very near future. So we are planning to do another release here before the end of the year. Here's a look at a flyer, and I think this has been included as a PDF with the webinar today. This shows that earlier chart just a little bit prettier. I didn't put this one together, so take a look at this. This is a great piece to familiarize yourself with a lot of the details.
You're correct, Jason, that on the right-hand side of your screen, you should see a couple of PDFs, the approval chart, the benefit highlight sheet, and then also if you're on here and you don't have a current contract with Mutual, there's contracting that you can download and will get you up and going, especially before AEP goes. So go ahead.
And then finally, we're at the last slide here. Thank you for sticking with us today. There are a few other marketing materials that we have ready to go. So this is just the cover and it's actually 8 pages. It's a nice brochure. It goes through all of the product details. It also kind of establishes the needs. So it's a great, piece that you can go through with your clients. You're sitting shoulder to shoulder with them at the kitchen table or what have you. It just helps to facilitate the conversation. So it's a good crutch if you're learning the product for the first time. Go through it with your clients. This is a prospecting letter that you can send out beforehand, schedule some appointments as a follow-up with a phone call, and then we also have a postcard that's ready to go as well. And that is it. So once again, thank you for your attention today. My name's Jason. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your marketer name, but I want to be a resource for you as well. So this is my office line and my email. If you do have any questions, give me a shout, and we'll help you out, okay?
Thank you, Jason. And just to note, those supporting pieces, we do have them here. Give me a call or send me an email, and I'll shoot those out to you. Just my email is david.wayne@yaim.com, and we will definitely get those supporting pieces out to you. As we get close to this AEP starting up in a week or so, we definitely want to give you the tools to have a successful year. So reach out to us. We'll get you what you need, and good luck. And thank you for attending. We're not opening up the phones because we've got so many, it'll be really noisy. But give us a call at the office or send me an email, and we'll get your questions answered. Again, Jason, thank you very much for taking your time today to do this presentation. If you have any questions from Jason, he did provide his phone number. Certainly feel free to give him a call, but definitely give us a call and we'll respond to you immediately. Everyone have a great day. Look forward to some more upcoming webinars in the near future. Thanks.
Thank you.